Mm. Hello, everyone. I'm going to make a quick video. I want to talk to my fellow drinkers and smokers. You know what? We need to talk about money. We really need to talk about some money. We're tired of hearing about what we could have, what we should have, and generational wealth and stuff. We really have to start living for the future. We have to really start living for our children and all children that's coming behind us. Because our children are not going to be the only ones in this world. And you want your children to inherit a world that have decent people, because our babies are not going to be babies forever. They're going to be adults longer than they're going to be children. And I'm talking about if you are a drinker, and I'm talking about the ones that drink a lot every day because you have nothing else to do. um, and alcohol is your best friend. I'm gonna tell you, Richards was my best friend. When I was younger, Wild Irish Rose, Colt 45, stuff like that. And I tallied up how much I was spending, and I felt shame. Okay, because even back then it don't cost as much as it do now. But uh you say you drinking about a fifth of wine or a fifth. It all depends on what you're drinking and how much it is. But you spending about maybe $50 a week just on alcohol. Maybe another $20 on cigarettes a week. Okay. Now we're gonna add that up. So about $50 a week plus the $20. That's about $70 a week. A week on alcohol. I mean, um, and cigarettes. Now, if you smoke a weed, that's even more, but we ain't gonna get into weed. Uh, Times a month. Times. Okay, you're looking at $280 a month, just getting high, just having a good time. Times a year, you're spending like $3,400 a year getting high. Now, you look at that. How long you been drinking? Some of us been drinking about 30 years. But we're going to say probably longer than that. But we're going to say like 35 years times 35. Ain't that something? Um, you just spent about $118,000 just on drinking and smoking. You could have been about a house with that. You could have been bought your kids a house with that. Wouldn't you love for your kids to be able to, when they finish school, that they could have a house or a nice car. And that's what they could have had. Even if you had 4 or 5 kids, they could have at least had $29,000 in their bank account, even if you had about 4 kids. That would have gave them a good start in life. But we don't think like that because we wasn't taught to think like that. But it's time that we start thinking like that, because we already know an adult, a person at 18 start putting away $50 at least a week. By the time they retired, they can have a good lump sum. It's time for us to start looking for the future and stop looking in the past, and work on passing on a good life for our children, because they're going to be here longer than we are, because we already been here 20-30 years and they just getting started. So we need to think about it. Cut that half of your money you spend on drinking and smoking, or just leave it alone altogether, because you don't have to smoke and drink to live in this world. You really don't. I was one of them. I couldn't understand how a person can live and don't drink and smoke. But now that I have been doing it, it was because I chose to not believe it. And you will be happy with it. You will be a lot happier. I know it's hard. It's all we got out there to do is bars and parties. That's what it seemed like. But it's a lot more out here that we could be doing and having fun doing it. Yeah. And for one thing, it would cut out a lot of this stupid drinking and driving, DUIs. Because I'm telling you, it's a doggone shame that a person can be drinking and go out there and drive and kill somebody or kill themselves because you chose to drink and drive. And I want to say this too about this woman, that this 29-year-old woman that killed the 8-year-old, driving by a bus with the flashing lights to stop. She kept going and killed that 8-year-old. She needs the death penalty. She needs to be hung. All right. Thank you for listening. You have a wonderful day.